Hi, it's Jazz. It's the daily West Ham news update. It's been a while since we did this. I've not been very well again. I've been hit by the second bug since Christmas. As you know, after Christmas, I wasn't very well, and then the wife went to Paris a couple of weeks ago and brought back some deadly frog's legs bug, and I've been knocked out for the best part of the week. Managed to do a video for Nick at Claret and Boo's channel. It came out yesterday. Go and watch that. It's my views on what's happening around our club, or around the two numpties, the two Muppets, hence the icon on my show, Kermit the Muppet Show from the 70s and 80s. You know, some of you young folks might not know. So yeah, give that a watch on the Claret and Boo's channel, and we will talk a little bit about that in today's show as well, really. So if you're new, welcome. Please share and subscribe. And stick with me for a bumpy ride, being West Ham fans, as you know. But this channel's always honest. We just say it the way it is, back it up, and that's the way we go. We don't try to, smooth over, cover any issues, or be politically correct or anything like that. We don't like sitting on fences. They break. So we just say it the way it is, really. So, since that great performance at Arsenal, there's not really been any interesting news apart from the usual meltdowns from everyone every single day, which has followed a similar pattern. The transfer window has closed. No point crying over spilt milk, but before I do put that topic to rest until the following summer window, in this show, if you knew, what I like to do is obviously talk about the news that's coming out. As an example today, through the media platforms and papers, and then put my point across, really. So just want to put that transfer window to bed by just saying that one particular website is saying that David Sullivan is putting out there in one or two his media mates, that he's not happy with David Moyes and Tim Steidten on missing out on over half a dozen forward deals collapsed. Sorry, namely for Ismail Sarr, Steven Bergwijn, who I wanted, Marcos Leonardo, Ibrahim Osman, Jota, Hugo Ekitike, PSG. I always find that hard to announce that one. And our local lad, Armando Broja, who's gone to Fulham right under our eyes. So, missed out on all those, even though we had many months to plan for that window. And then you got comments like David Moyes already, leading up to the next game. Oh, it's not easy. We've got a few wee injuries. And we had a few wee injuries this time last year. You fucking dickhead. Most experienced manager, like I keep saying after Hodgson, you know what your squad's about. You still fucked it up. You still showed off before the window. I don't need anybody. Everyone else is looking for a number 9. Why are we any different? He is the same as the board. They're both no ambition. Moisey, after every press conference, certainly that last Arsenal one, didn't really talk about what happened. He was more about reminding the fans of how he saved us twice from relegation, how we've won a cup. What more do we want? So he's taken a piss like Sam Allardyce as well, right? He's doing one of those as well, right? He's on the way out anyway. But he's no ambitious, very slow to do anything, unresponsive to anything that you can change quickly. Again, like the board, very kind of reactive, not really proactive. Wait until the shit hits the fan and then start scratching your balls and thinking, what do I need now? Instead of thinking like amateur fans like us, who we knew within the squad what we needed to do. We needed to get out everyone you're not using, mate. It's your bench at the end of the day. You've been here for 10 transfer windows. You are the one who's created all this. If you came in the summer like the Tottenham manager, and you can see how much he's done for them, and how much David Moyes has done, then you couldn't blame Moyes saying, it's not all his team, is it? Give him a couple of windows to change it. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. He's got his own self to blame. He takes the fans for mugs. He thinks we're going to believe all the garbage he goes on about, really. Sorry. God, this is a struggle for me, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm back in now. But yeah, we're not going to believe any of that really. So that's on that. Other news I'm seeing is that he's not happy with Calvin Phillips. He's come back 5-6 pounds heavier than what our levels are from Man City. And that's shown in his performances where he's been a tad few seconds late to everything, led to 2 goals, directly his fault already. And he's not been near the starting team since then. And I don't think he will be for the foreseeable weeks. So that transfer looks already pretty stupid. It looked all right when I came in because Mr. Mug Jazz, me, thought, oh, we're bringing in two forwards anyway, so we don't mind. If Phillips is available on a harmless loan deal, we'll put him in there. You never know. But I didn't know, well, should have known that no one else is coming in the window. And now the window's closed. It looks like a really stupid transfer for West Ham. Especially more when you saw sort of, Diaz go to Sheffield United on loan. Broja's gone to Fulham. And one or two other things we could have done. Then obviously there's rumours that Zaha was available, who I absolutely got a lot of time for, really. So all these options have gone. And now he's just feeling sorry for himself now, waiting for... How exciting is it for the fans to we can't wait for Antonio to come back. 33-year-old Antonio. That guy's been so shit last 2 years. Unbelievable. Absolute crap. Check his stats out. There's someone on Twitter, West Ham Online, one of my old mates. He loves twisting. He loves winding people up. Good luck to him. And then I think the way he said it was the last 20 starts, he's got so many goals and assists. And when I looked into it, those stats were from 4 years ago, thinking no one's going to pick up on it. And then I'm like, I've looked at the last 45 games for West Ham. He's got 6 or 7 goals, is it? 45 games and 3 assists? Nothing. 2 goals last year, was it, Antonio? Doesn't even run, doesn't do anything, doesn't press. So that's kind of the crap with that. Another website was saying, there's an article from a Manchester City fan mentioning that they're not surprised with what's happened to Phillips, that they did give him a start in the Southampton Cup game this season, and he came off at half-time. He was so not very good at all, that bad that they took him off. So they've kind of written him off now, and that's why, they're giving him to us to have a look at. We always get damaged goods anyway, it's just us, but that's kind of on that. Team news, Paqueta is just, well, I don't know if it's true. Apparently, David Moyes said he's beginning to do some light training, but then other reports saying he's 6-7 weeks away. Antonio should have been on the bench last week. I don't know why he wasn't. He's meant to be definitely in the squad for the Forest game. Whether he starts, I ain't got a clue. And I don't even want to talk about possible formations or team news like I like to do. It's just the motivation's not there for me. I don't even think there's any viable options anymore in the squad that I can talk to you. I mean, what are we going to do? Bring Danny Ings on again up front on his own? There's just nothing exciting to talk about. I'm just tired. You look at it, it's all full of fullbacks, centre-backs, CDMs. There's nothing exciting up front. There's no real creative sort of thing we can talk about. We don't know who's up front. You got kind of Bowen and Kudus defending more often than not, isolated more often than not. You got all the centre backs are all a bunch of muppets to that extent that there's rumours that Mavropanos is going to partner Oggy at the back. They've given up with Zuma, and Agerd, who's completely shit. He's lost his head. The guy's fucking bollocks, mate. Dog turd. Right, we've got so many issues. I mean, Areola. I haven't spoken about him a lot. He was fucking shit. He was bad last week. He's got no ability to control and come out of his box for anything. Good shot stopper, I'll give him that. Apart from that, he's got no command in his box. He's got no communication with his defenders, even though Gerd and Zuma all speak French like he does. Fuck you know, mate. Too many issues, everyone. We want... And I will say this now. I don't mind if Forest win. I want anything done to get David Moyes out. We're not going to go up. We're not going to go down. I wouldn't mind losing tomorrow or the game after that if that meant pushing this board to be responsive and be responsible and kick Moyes out, because the board is very, very non-proactive, reactive, like I mentioned before, right? They need to be put in the corner. Sullivan needs to be put real pressure. The fingers needs to be pointed at Sullivan at the game. Then he's going to shit scare. Then he's going to pick his little blanket up, his little slippers, and go home at half time. That's what you need. It's not nice. He's old, he's fragile. And I'm not encouraging it, but something like that needs to be done for him to listen, because that's why he doesn't care. And it's disrespect to the fans and their money if this carries on to the end of the season. And then you got Spurs down the road, and they don't like their owner. And look at the infrastructure stadium that guy's built. One thing you can't knock Daniel Levy with is he's financially very, very wise, and he doesn't stop trying, right? So you got a board at West Ham, doesn't do anything. You got him who tries so much. He sacked Pochettino. I thought that was a mad decision, but it's turned out to be, at the moment, okay one, considering what he's done at Chelsea. And then he bravely went for Mourinho and Conte, two very, very expensive options. It didn't succeed, but he tried. And I really, really respect him for the way that he got rid of Nunes very, very early in the window, even though that must have cost him a lot of money. But he knew very early he ain't going to move. If it was Sullivan, he could have carried on for 2 years until his contract's up. And then he's managed to get sort of Postecoglou from Celtic, right? And Postecoglou wasn't managing in fucking far away from UK. He was in Scotland. So our stupid scouts must have known about him. And we should have got rid of Moyes in the summer, said thank you, head held high, but thanks, no thanks. But no, we ain't going to do that. No. We're just going to hesitate. We're going to give all the Declan Rice money to Moisey. And when a new manager comes in, he's got fucking 20 million to play around with, right? And so I rate Spurs for that. You need to learn and watch, right? And there's a lot of fucking things not right with our club at the moment. Anyway, the shirt thing's another thing. I just want to bark on a bit because there's no real news out there about anything else. How many years have we been with Umbro now? I'm a big Adidas man, as you know, right? When Adidas came, I couldn't believe it for the second time. 2 years and the contract finished. And I what the fuck happened there? Apparently it's to do with Umbro giving them a lot more margin per shirt. But it's not good for fans because we find it hard to find West Ham shirts outside Essex, right? And I don't live in Essex, so if Adidas got out shirts, I could buy them nationally. It'd be easier for everyone globally. But he don't like it because he probably gets 5 pence less in the shirt deal. Just time for some different designs, mate. Fuck you know, nothing's right there. Our revenue, which is critical to financial fair play calculations, which is having a huge impact on the Premiership transfer windows, you know, and kind of the spending capabilities of everyone. Our revenue is falling miles and miles behind our London rivals. Spurs have just gone ahead as Chelsea as the richest club based on revenue, right? And that's just another example where Daniel Levy has used his financial expertise in kind of financing the build of the ground at a time when historically is the lowest interest rates. He's fixed that for 20, 30 years into the future. He's paying very, very low interest payments. And whenever those fixed deals come to an end, he'll flip the lump sum forward again. So you won't be worried about paying all of it off. And in the meantime, they've got a structure that every single day, it's like a money machine. It's a money machine, very, very clever. It gives them outstanding ability in the coming windows to outspend a lot of teams, right? Got Karen Brady. We can't even get sponsorship for the ground. Betting companies will no longer shortly be able to sponsor shirts. So good luck West Ham finding anyone. I mean, what are they going to find? Someone like Nathan Pye and Mash Shop? I don't know, even they're closed now. It's going to be something like that. Corporate sponsorships pour in and around the ground. I've done a tour of the ground. Oh my God, it's fucking embarrassing. I mean, like I said, I used to have 3 season tickets a couple of years ago, and part of that, I got a really cheap deal to do the ground tour. Oh mate, it's worse than you would believe. The bit where the tunnel, where David Moyes and the players come out that main stand, that's the only stand out the 4 where there's actually corporate rooms, dressing room is there, changing rooms obviously, and that's it. Behind the goals and then the Billy Bond stand, you don't go to those areas as part of the tour. There's nothing there. It's empty. It's an empty shell. Whereas in a normal ground, you could probably walk all the way across. It doesn't matter what floor you're on. So there'll be boxes all the way across, like at Spurs or any other normal ground, Liverpool's new ground, what Everton's ground will be. It's empty. There's no history room. There's nothing. There's no real lounge to talk about. So they just show you 2 corporate boxes that a lot of people have seen anyway. Go onto the pitch. Wow. Tunnel. It's nothing there. Nothing there really to talk about, really. That's my moan out the way. That probably make me feel better. Apart from that, yeah, no real exciting team news to tell you about. No real lineups, different formation possibilities to talk you guys about. No new managerial targets, again, concrete to talk about. Lots of crappy news out there. I like to make sure that 2-3 sources have confirmed it, and then we'll talk about it. And controversially, yes, I want West Ham. I don't mind West Ham losing the next 2 league games if it means David Moyes goes. There you go, I've said it. Anyway, I'm going to give you a Friday back to you guys, and we'll catch up soon with another show. Take care. Coming your own.